Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have my brother from another mother, my hype man. He's been here many times. You know the voice, Mr. Derek Green from Sepultura.
Thanks for having me back, Toby.
And we have a very special guest, María de Faría.
Woo!
Thank you so much for being here. It's amazing to meet you in real life.
Likewise. I'm so excited to be here.
And I don't know how I found out about you, probably through the vegan community and all that.
I think so.
We follow similar people and stuff. So I'm excited. You have a lot of positive energy online, and it's great to have you here. And thanks for being here.
Oh, I feel the same way.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. So I have a bunch of notes about you. You've done a lot of things. I did a deep dive on you.
Oh, scary.
Oh boy.
Well, you've been acting since you're 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
4 years old.
I'm 28, so it's been forever. It's been my entire life.
And so you were born in Venezuela?
Yes, born and raised. I stayed there, and my entire career was there until I was 16, and I moved to Colombia for work, and I never came back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Venezuela,
So-
Caracas. Yes.
Make sure your phone's off. Okay, so how'd you get into acting at such a young age?
Well, the story my mom tells me is that we were going on vacation, and we were at the airport, and I was, doing my thing, like dancing and like acting for my parents and my brother. And then this guy, he was the director for commercials.
Yep.
And he came to my mom and he said, hey, I have an audition next weekend for this commercial, and I think your daughter will be amazing. And when I heard that, apparently I said like, oh my God, yes, I want to. This is so exciting. I want to be on TV.
Was your mom's like kind of like, yo, who is this dude like rolling up on us? Like, this is suspect.
I don't think so, because she took me.
Okay, all right. So she was like, okay.
She's like, okay, sure. I mean, she was 20, I guess. I mean, if I was 4 years old, my mom had me when she was 16, so she was 20.
Wow.
So she's like, sure, let's go, dude. I'll take my daughter.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I auditioned and I got the role for the commercial, and after that,
What was the commercial? I'm sorry.
It was for like a ham.
You said a ham?
Yeah.
So the truth comes out.
Fast forward to now. Yeah.
No, this is interesting.
It was a ham commercial?
A ham commercial.
Yeah. And it was really cute, as
ham.
they usually are. With little kids.
They're trying to make it like,
ham.
this ham was never an animal
She was a kid,
before.
man.
Never.
Don't ruin her childhood. She was only 4.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
I'm sure they were like, let's get a kid in there.
Absolutely, that's how it is.
Right,
And
let's
then
Sell this corpse.
Yes,
let's sell
exactly that. And then I never stopped, like I didn't stop doing commercials until I was like 8, and I did my first TV show, and I never stopped from there. Like my professional career as an actress started when I was 8.
Was the first show was a Nickelodeon show?
No, it was for a telenovela in my country.
Okay.
We used to have an amazing TV industry back in the day.
Yeah.
We don't anymore. So yeah, that was it. I did a bunch of telenovelas in my country until I was 16, and I got that 15, and I got that a really cool role, the lead role in a Nickelodeon Latin America TV show.
Okay.
And then the second season we shot it in Colombia, and that's why I moved away and I never went back.
Was that Isa or Isa?
Yeah,
Okay,
Isa TKM.
Yeah, it was like the Latin American high school musical, they say.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really popular. It was crazy.
It was the number one Spanish language series.
Yeah.
Man.
And I remember that I came here to like, I don't know, like go to the beach and stuff like that when I was 17 or 16, I don't remember. And we had already done that show. And like the Latino community here knew about the show. And it was insane to like have people know who I am in the States, like in LA.
You never imagined that, right?
Never. And it was pretty crazy.
Did you have any idea how many people really watch those shows in America?
No, because we didn't really have social media back then. I mean, we did, but I didn't use it. I remember I didn't understand why people felt the need to share everything they did.
I get
and
it.
my friends had social media, and I'm like, dude, like get a friend, get a life, like send me pictures of what you're doing. But like it's a bunch of strangers. Called 2. I'm obsessed with social media right now because it took over the freaking world.
It did.
No, but I didn't really know.
Right.
It's a really good promotional tool.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
What, are you kidding me? Yeah.
So many, for me, I feel like the positives outweigh the negatives of having.
Oh, yes.
who you follow, what you're into, what you're, you know what I mean? Like,
And I have met wonderful people through social media. I mean, that's why I'm here.
it's amazing. Yeah, it's really
That's
cool.
true. That's
So
very
I-
true.
Yeah, small world.
I've
point.
found it gives you the opportunity to find people that you resonate with around the world. So
Yeah.
it's easier to make connections. And if you follow through, if you keep the conversation going, then you might end up with an amazing friend. And that has happened to me. So
Yeah, us too, for sure, right?
Yeah.
I
But
would
you
say
still
so.
got to be careful out there.
No, I know.
Just saying.
I'm still tripping that they were way older than her dad.
Way older.
Well,
I don't know
3
about way
Well,
older.
I mean, yeah, I'm 51. You're 50.
Yeah.
Well, that's a couple years. Yeah,
It's
still.
like a few years,
I
you
know.
know.
but that's normal. I mean, my
He
dad
looks
is
really good. He looks good for. I saw him. I was like, that
All right. Stop crushing on her dad.
I'm not. Oh, shit. Ow.
Dad, we love you.
But there became like this is-a-mania where like you were on the cover of teen magazines and
Yeah.
stuff, and Best Dress and the It Girl, all that, right?
Yeah, which was also crazy.
Was this happening in Colombia? Or
This was happening in Venezuela and then in Colombia because
Okay.
the second season
Right.
was shot there, and I was still going to school, like
Wow, normal school.
yeah, normal school.
Oh, really?
I was never homeschooled.
Wow.
I went to
Awesome.
yeah, which
so
was
you were kind of popular.
but I don't know. I
Were people tripping
No.
on you coming to school?
Come
You're
on.
like,
No, not at
They
all.
weren't tripped? Really?
No, because I had always been an actress and they were used to it.
okay.
And also I was not like the popular type in school. I was when I had a break during classes, I was rehearsing my scripts and like learning my lines.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wasn't really there for people. So they didn't really care that much about me. It's not like I had a bad experience. I loved
Okay.
going to school. It
Yeah.
was like my break from work. But
Yeah.
I don't really talk to anybody from school now. Maybe a couple girls, but that's it. Because I was like studying for my career
Yeah.
and also like trying to get through high school.
And be a kid too. Try to be normal.
And like I had my first boyfriend and all of that. So it was a lot going on.
Yeah, and you graduated.
I did barely.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, because I'm not really good like at math and
Me either.
So that was really hard, and I think the teacher really saw that I wasn't going to use math in my life, so she's like, "Okay, let's get you graduated."
Yeah. So you're on a hit show while you're in school.
Yes.
Wow, man.
And working crazy hours. I went to school from 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and then I worked from then till like 10 p.m.
Man, you had a job.
I did.
A
But
real-
that was my life
Right.
since
Yeah.
I could remember. So it wasn't something extraordinary.
Did you feel that you missed out on any of your childhood because you were working so much?
My mom was really good at making sure that I was experiencing as many normal situations. Like she would take my friends to set
That's cool.
to
Oh, wow,
visit
that's
me
cool.
like once a
Nice.
week, so I had my friends there.
Yeah.
And then she would make sure that over the weekend my only day off was Sunday. So like on Sunday I would go and see a friend even if I was tired, even if
that's
I
good.
didn't
Yeah.
want to. So I guess I did miss out on things, but I didn't really feel it at the moment because what I was doing made me so happy
Yeah.
that I didn't miss anything. It was always my choice.
Yeah.
That's
and so
great.
after the ISA, was it Yo Soy Frankie?
Yeah, that was a few years later. That was maybe like 5 years ago. I don't remember. I did continue to work with Nickelodeon
Yeah.
for like ever till like very recently.
Wow.
Because we became friends.
Yeah.
Like the head of the network was my one of my godmothers for my wedding.
Wow.
So we are friends, and
Cool.
I was like a flower girl for her wedding. Yeah. So we became friends, and we're always looking for opportunities to work together. And I love to work for kids. It's really freeing and fun, and you get to do things that you would not ever do.
Yeah.
And it keeps you like young and
Oh yeah,
silly.
definitely.
For sure.
Same with like music, definitely
Yeah.
keeps us
Doing
young.
doing things you love keeps you young. And
True.
I think,
Yes.
Yeah, not only music.
I think
correct.
keeps you positive too. Doing things you love,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And that friend that is she a director or at
She's the head of the network of Nickelodeon Latin America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so you were up for lots of Teen Choice Awards too, right?
Yes, I did. And I have a bunch of
something?
blimps. I have a bunch of blimps
blimps?
at home. Yes.
And you
from
got,
Latin
you got
America.
a 7 awards, 7 or something more than that, right?
I don't really know. My mom keeps them.
Yeah.
Because since I really travel a lot for work,
Yeah.
you never really work where you live.
Yeah.
So I have to, I don't know, I've lived everywhere, so I can't really keep my stuff with me. So my
Yeah.
mom has everything and
That's
she
awesome.
loves it.
Saves it all.
Where do you call home now?
LA.
Yeah.
L.A. All right, I'm just
Yeah.
asking. I mean,
No. Yeah, I was thinking.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, let me.
Thinking, man, the other thing.
I'm like, I think it's it's LA.
So what are some of the places that you live? So you said
I lived in
Caracas,
Argentina,
Colombia, Argentina,
in Colombia, in Mexico.
Mexico.
I lived in Brazil for like 3 months because we were doing a live show from one of the shows that we did. You know how kids, they love music, so everything
Yeah.
like all the shows nowadays, they're kind of musical shows.
Yeah, it's live versions, yeah.
So we did something like a musical theater for one of the shows, and it was very popular in Brazil.
In
so
Rio
we
or Sao
stayed
Paulo?
there. We went to Rio, we went to Sao Paulo, we went to Curitiba.
Yeah.
We went
Curitiba.
to we went to a lot of places I just don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. It was really cool.
Brazil's the best, right?
Mhm. I lived in Miami, I lived in Vancouver.
Wow.
I lived
Wow.
in Montreal and Los Angeles.
Yeah, you were just in Montreal filming something, right? Are you doing something
Yes,
in
I was
Canada?
recently there shooting the second season of The Moody's on Fox.
Okay.
And it's airing right now.
It is
Excellent.
right now?
Yeah, every Thursday
Okay.
Every Thursday
at 9 p.m.
at 9 p.m.
I have so many notes about you. Hang on.
Moody's.
The Moody's. And then El Paso 2 was like the first feature film, right? With John Leguizamo?
Oh yeah, it was. And I think it never
He's
came out in
awesome.
Venezuela.
But it's #1 in Colombia.
It was number 1 in Colombia.
Wow.
And that is a big deal
That's
because
huge.
That's
they
huge
do
deal.
have a really cool film industry. So it's not like they don't have good projects.
No, they have
And it was
great
really
stuff.
fun. And we shot it in Cartagena, which is
Yeah.
beautiful,
heard.
the Caribbean. And
awesome.
we lived in an island for almost 2 months
Wow.
shooting this movie. I had the best skin color ever. I look at those pictures and I'm like, dude, you lived in an island
That's crazy.
while you were shooting a movie and you didn't know how lucky you were.
Wow.
How old were you then?
Like 18?
Oh man.
And with John Leguizamo, who's a badass.
He's a-
I love
He is a
Incredible
badass. He
actor.
was my
He's-
dad. He played my dad.
man.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
That is
So,
amazing.
and there was some movies after that too. Like, is there Plan V? Was that 2018?
Yeah, that was a comedy, like a Mexican comedy, and it was pretty cool too because I had never worked in the film industry in Mexico, and that's also very big.
Yeah.
And I had to play Mexican, so I had to work on my
Your
accent,
Yeah.
which was another layer of like challenge.
Yeah.
And it was super fun.
It's awesome. And then Pacific came out last year. Is that 2020?
It hasn't.
Not out yet.
It's a sci-fi movie, and we
Okay.
don't really in Latin America. Although we have an amazing film industry, we don't really do sci-fi
Okay.
because it's expensive.
Yeah.
So we did this a while ago, and I think it's still in post-production.
Oh, it
It's
is?
one of those things that just never ends. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the Moody Christmas. That's Moody. No, that's
The
when it's
Moody
out now.
Christmas was the first season. It was
Okay,
like
okay.
a seasonal thingy that they wanted to see how it went, and it went well. So they decided to do a second season, and it's not like on Christmas or anything. It's just like regular
Interesting.
life.
Okay. And your first U.S. series was Deadly Class.
It was. And that was pretty fantastic. Just got canceled.
Oh, it did.
It did. It was, it was
How
one
many
of those
seasons?
things. Just the one.
Okay.
It was one of those things. We were so sure that it was going to be a crazy success, and that I remember, the executive producers and people from the network, they would come to us and say, guys, prepare because this is going to change your life.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. And then like we're going to win so many awards.
Wow, they sound super confident.
Wow.
Jeez.
You have everybody on set, every person from the crew, they were like, we've been doing this for years and years and we have never done anything like this. We were so naive.
You're right.
Dang.
And then the Russo brothers were producing, and it was based on a comic, and the writer and the creator of the comic was part of the writers, and was a showrunner. So it was so perfect.
Wow.
And
Too good to be true, kind of.
yeah,
Too good to
and
be
then
true.
it did well. It didn't do amazing how the network was hoping.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to give us a second chance, and just like that, and we felt like it was unfair because there are so many shows that we felt weren't as good as ours out there.
They're trash.
And they were. I mean, it's so subjective. Like,
But I feel the same way too. And a lot of times when I'm watching stuff, I'm like, how did that possibly get made?
Yeah. And so our show was really good, and it just needed a chance to find its audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were never given that chance, and I didn't think it was going to happen. Like, I was fully sure that we were coming back. So I feel like I didn't really experience it because this was settled. This is something that I'm gonna do for years.
Yeah.
And that is never going to happen to me again.
Is it hard to deal with that? Like the emotions of back and forth that's going to happen, or from job to job and stuff like that?
Yeah, it is. It's really,
Not sure.
I guess that I am used to not knowing, to kind of be like frozen, like into the unknown all the time.
Yeah,
but at
yeah,
the same time, it doesn't get easier.
Mm-hmm.
It just, you're still like waiting for something to like, okay, maybe this is going to give me some stability, like emotional stability. But I don't really know if I truly want that, because there's a reason why I became an actress, and there has to be something from that not knowing what the fuck with your life that I like.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get easier, but it also makes me a better actress. Because
Yeah.
I'm constantly on the edge.
And you still love it as much as you did when you were a kid?
I do. I go through my moments after deli class, and up until recently, I had this moment where I said, you know what? I am not an actress. I'm just a spiritual being having a human experience that happens to act. And I thought that was very elevated of me. Like, I thought that, oh my God, I'm getting there. I'm going to be enlightened in like a minute.
Yeah.
But and that is a good, like, if that's the truth, I think it's amazing. It just wasn't for me. I was running away from how much I love this and how much it hurts me every time somebody say to me no. Somebody tells me no.
You never get used to that.
Not really. Not
Yeah.
really. And I mean, to be honest, my career in Latin America was always like so steady and successful, whatever that means, that when I first got here, it hasn't been that long, just like 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to people saying no to me. And I know it sounds really...
No, it's two different worlds. I mean,
But it is like, and honestly, 2020 was such a big year, I think, for everybody.
Yeah.
That put everything on a different perspective. And I'm like, okay, I had a 20-year career in Latin America. I cannot expect to jump the line here. What if I need to walk the walk again and start from scratch?
Start over here in America. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I can't expect people to hand things over to me just because.
No, definitely not. I mean,
But a part of me kept thinking that
I see. Like,
for a while, and I just
Yeah.
didn't know that I was thinking that way. And then 2020 hit, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I do love it. This is my passion. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I can't run away from that fact because I'm scared of rejection. And I'm going to decide that I'm not afraid to get myself there again.
Yeah.
So right now I'm like, okay, if it's going to take some years, it's fine. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and you started young, so you're still young.
Yeah.
extremely young. So
It just doesn't feel like it because I've been doing this forever.
4 years old, it's crazy, man.
It's
Yeah.
really young. But I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, I think, for you here,
Oh, yes.
especially.
Is it really hard in LA though? Like living here, and like you said, you're already established somewhere, but coming here, just getting it just to LA with life and all that, and just auditions and all that stuff? Is that
Yes, I guess it is, and it's different. It's just different. And at the beginning, I thought, okay, I have to talk like this and be like this, and I would like look online and see like for example, my first time at Comic-Con, I was rehearsing at home with other people's interviews at Comic-Con to make sure that I was doing what they were doing.
Wow.
What?
Because I thought...
You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Because I thought that whatever I was just not enough. I had to be like Hollywood level.
Oh.
And I wasn't,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And then after Daily Class got canceled and, you know, I started to struggle with the fact that it wasn't going to be as easy as I thought, I realized that if I'm going to make it anywhere, I'm going to make it because I'm being myself.
100%.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck that. People love you for who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
A lot of people come here with that. This
So much
idea.
pressure on themselves.
A lot of people come to LA with this idea that they have to change
Be a certain way.
A
Yeah.
certain way. Like, well,
You know,
it's like
you
at
know,
LA,
you know what kind of makes
that
that even worse is the fucking social media, man. Internet,
Well,
man.
definitely.
It's so much pressure. I can't even imagine. Just
Yeah, so I'm making sure I'm taking breaks from social media from time to time because
Yeah.
it is hurtful for me at times.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, maybe I'm not doing enough. Oh my God, this person is doing this. Maybe I should be doing that. Oh,
Or
it's-
are they really doing it though? You know what I mean?
and
There's
not-
all that too false
yeah,
reality too.
Of course, because you're only showing a part of yourself that you want people to see, but
Yeah.
there's a whole part of you that you're keeping hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right now, I'm like, this is who I am, and I'm not even really know what that is. I'm still like figuring it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And somebody's going to like it at
Oh,
some
yeah,
point, and I'm
absolutely.
gonna be the perfect match for some project. And I'm also starting to produce and to write my own
That's cool.
things. I never thought I was good enough to create something. And since, again, 2020 happened, I'm like, you know what? I am good enough for many things.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, I am going to make myself good.
No, I love that. And
Yeah.
I know you're passionate about veganism too.
I am,
And
yes.
so how long have you been vegan for?
For like 6-7 years almost.
Awesome.
Wow.
And it all started with my cat.
Okay.
I was in Colombia working and I was very, very lonely. My husband, who was my boyfriend then, was here and I really didn't had many friends
Yeah.
at the time, and I was walking home from work and I was just devastated, like feeling so alone. And I walked by a pet store and they had a sign that said cats for adoption. Wow. And I'm like, I hated cats. Hated cats. But I was so lonely that I went in there.
Yeah.
And I saw this little crate with a bunch of kittens. They were like 2 months old, really, really young. And I saw Eleanor Rigby, my cat.
Yes.
And I saw her and she was very loud and annoying and just freaking wild. She was like a feral cat, honest to God. She still kind of is. And I said, hey, I can't really take her right now. I have stuff to do. Can I come on Monday? Like, I don't know, 3 days later. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, because cats are up for adoption and we can just save a cat for you. If you come and she's still here, she's yours. And I'm like, fuck, okay. I came on Monday and she was the only one left.
They're
So-
like, everyone's like, we don't want this wild
Yeah.
ass
I
cat.
think so. But definitely, like, she was my cat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that bond. Yeah,
And I
connection.
took her home and I put her down and I thought, I hate cats. I think they're gross and mean and full of disease. You know? and the next morning we woke up like cuddling and that was
Wow.
the end of it. And since I was all alone, it was just me and Eleanor. I took her to work. I took her to get coffee. Like it was insane. That we were so close and I would kill for that cat.
Wow.
That I went to, to a restaurant to eat and I would order chicken or like steak.
Yeah.
And I would see my cat as the meal.
Wow.
Like I would see her like this, like dead on my
Yeah.
plate.
Right.
And I didn't want that to happen. It just happened. And I started like making the connection of why am I loving this cat like this? And I'm eating this chicken. My cat's pretty dumb. I'm sure this chicken,
Chicken's probably smarter.
I'm sure the chicken was smarter.
Yeah. No disrespect. Don't disrespect to the cat lovers out there.
Chickens.
No, I'm not saying. No, I said chickens might be smarter.
Oh yeah.
No diss to the cat. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, stop it. Like you don't wanna be like this.
Yeah.
My dad still has a meat restaurant and a butcher shop.
Wow.
So I loved meat. I ate meat 3 times a day. So I really didn't want to become this person.
3 times a day?
Well, we do that in Venezuela. We eat, our breakfast is arepa, and we fill it with chicken and like meat and like and for lunch.
Part of the
is
culture,
also,
man.
All right, man. I'm not hating on it. I'm just
saying, yeah.
You know.
It's insane.
That's just like it's a lot of meat.
It is a lot of meat.
Right.
So and you're supposed to need it, right?
Yeah.
So you make
That's what
sure
they tell you.
that you eat it.
You need that protein.
Yeah. So it just happened to me, and I started doing my research. I had a couple of friends from work, actors who were vegan.
Nice.
And I asked them questions like, "Hey, but how do you do it? Like, how do you find food? Like, what do you eat?"
Right.
Protein, all that shit.
And they were really kind, and they were really supportive, and they didn't put any pressure on me. And they were like, go slow, go on your own time. And I went vegetarian at first.
Yeah, we did first, yeah.
But I only ate cheese and bread. Like that was my.
It's so easy to become a junk food vegetarian. So easy, yeah.
So, and I ate a lot of dairy, and I got really, really sick.
Oh wow!
I can imagine.
Like really sick for months and months, and I just didn't know what was happening to me. And I went to a
nutritionist.
Like a nutritionist, and she said, "Okay, let's you either eat meat or you go vegan."
Right.
Wow.
But this middle shitty ground that you're standing on, it's not gonna work.
Shitty ground is a good terminology.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's go for the vegan thing.
Wow.
And since then, I went vegan, and that was like 5 years ago.
Was your dad supportive?
No, he was not. He was very judgy, and he was a bully.
You find that interesting that when you're making a change that's where you're not hurting other animals or the planet, and how aggressive
people don't see it like that.
People get aggressive towards you.
They feel that you're
threatens.
judging them, and that you're.
It's a choice that you're making.
They already have insecurities, so they like start questioning themselves. Like they see,
and
something
they don't
that,
like that.
They don't like
and
that.
And they ask you questions like, "What if you're on an island?" Shut up!
I hate that.
I am not.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not.
I hate
You
that.
know, whereas you live in a society where you have many options,
So
and
many
you're
options.
still choosing something else.
Yeah, it's something that happens, I think, internationally. Like
because
for different plant-based people I talk to.
But it's been part of the whole life. Like either your dairy, your meat, every single day. That's been programmed in all of our heads growing up. All the commercials.
I'm still
everything.
just trying to understand where this aggression comes from. I don't get angry at people's choices that they make of whatever they're eating.
Me either.
I think it's that what you said, Toby. It's insecurities, and they feel they do know that they could make changes that would be better, not only for them but for the planet and the animals, but they just don't want to do them because it's really hard to change.
And people are selfish too.
And they are selfish, and then they're like, I don't want to change my way of being.
Yeah.
So they try to protect it at all costs.
True.
Yeah.
Even if you're not really saying anything to them. I would be eating at home, and I would invite friends over, and I would have options for them, and they would be like, yeah, but why are you asking me? I'm not asking you. Why are you eating this corpse?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm even offering it to you.
It's like,
Right.
it's like they're in your house. This is what you eat in your house. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
But
Yeah.
I don't know. And after that, I did become a little bit of a judgy vegan,
yeah, a little militant.
Okay.
a little
It
bit.
happens to everybody.
And I think you have to go through it.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy that I went through it, and I stayed there for years and years and years. And now I'm like, guys, the most important thing for me in life is freedom.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to tell me what I should be doing.
Right.
So I don't want you to I don't want you to do whatever I am doing. So
No, I totally agree with that.
so like if you I'm here if you want to ask me questions.
Totally.
I'm here if you want me to tell you my experience. I am nobody to tell you what's better for you.
Just lead by example.
Exactly.
I love it because if you come out a little militant and preachy towards people and judgmental, people are just gonna be like, "Fuck you." They're like, "I don't want to try that," because vegans have such a reputation of being so aggressive and pushing it down your throat and all this, and it just scares people away. It's like
it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can.
It's the opposite effect.
Yeah.
100%.
Totally.
Has your dad come around now?
Well, he used to feed me literal plants whenever I visited him. Like he would think it was so funny to like give me a golden pothos, like whatever as a meal. And now he came here. This was the very first time that we were alone with each other. We were always around my mom or my husband or my brother, and so this was really nerve-wracking for both of us.
Yeah.
But I think we did really good. He ate vegan most of the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He really wanted to. Like he said, I'm gonna eat whatever you eat, and I understand.
That's
And
awesome.
he would
Great
ask
first
me,
step.
I know it was amazing.
Yeah.
And he would ask me for smoothies. I
Wow.
drink this smoothie that's supposed to like help you with the heavy metals in your body. So I was really into it with my dad. And I made him one and he loved it. And every morning he was like, where's my smoothie?
Oh, that's so
Yes, but I was also
Yeah.
pretty open. And I'm like, Dad, let's go to the grocery store. Do you
Right.
want this piece of whatever chicken, whatever?
Yeah.
We'll keep it at home. Like I am a vegan not because I'm a vegan for the animals.
Me too.
So I don't mind if you cook with my in my
Pan,
kitchen.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's you and it's just for the week, I'm fine. I want you to be happy, and I want
She
you to
pops.
respect my choices, and I want to respect yours because I
Yeah.
know you've come a long way.
Yeah.
So
I
it
love
was
that.
good. It was
Yeah.
good.
And your dad's young too.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
My mom's sons are all vegans. Their children are vegans. So my mom's the only one every year. She's like, let me just have one piece of freaking turkey. Just give me one real piece of freaking. And then this year she's like, I don't want turkey. I want real ice cream for the apple pie. Just give me some real ice cream. So I got my mom real ice cream. She was happy. But
That's
like,
good. That's good. Well,
yeah.
because my brother is also he's vegetarian.
Yeah.
And my mom went vegetarian too.
Wow.
So my dad is all alone.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my mom,
And
too.
they made their own choice. Your mom, your brother.
I did kind of
You
push
inspired them. for
Yeah,
sure.
you definitely
I did
inspired
kind
them.
of. Well, I sent them like at the moment when I first went vegan. I sent them so much information,
Okay.
and my
little
mom.
rush.
Hello, Stella.
Stella.
My,
Go, girl.
She agrees. And my brother, what happened to him? He moved to Chile, and he had to work on whatever he could find.
Yeah, it's hard over there, man. South America, eating certain places.
Yeah, and he
Mm-hmm.
worked. He had to get a job at a butcher shop,
Oh man.
Wow.
and he had to skin the animals.
I couldn't imagine, man. You couldn't pay me. I couldn't do it for me.
That was it. That was
Right.
it for him. He's
Yeah.
like, if I cannot, well, he quit. I mean, he stayed there for like a month, and he said, if I'm not able to do this on my own, I can't pay somebody else to do it. I can't
Right.
just.
Wow, I
can't.
love that.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like if you show somebody who eats meat, they just watch this one video clip. They don't want to watch it because they'll see the reality where the food comes. Because
Right.
before it comes to your plate, this is what happens to it. And once people see that, they're like, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's hard for people to face sometimes the realities
Yeah.
of life. A lot of it is just really difficult to absorb and to really
Yeah.
realize. But I think it's important. People are slowly coming around to
Oh, yeah.
realizing like, hey, this is the reality of where
The food
I'm
comes
getting
from.
where it's coming from and where it's how it has an effect on me.
Yeah.
And it's all connected. I think that's what people are starting to see, how connected it really is. Because before it's just put in a way where it's not going to have any effect on me. It just doesn't matter that I'm eating this or I'm
Yeah.
doing this, but it all has an effect.
you know, when they're like, you should drive a Prius and then take shorter showers, but then you go to McDonald's, eat a hamburger. And
Oh
it
my
takes
God,
more,
yes.
It takes more water to even make one hamburger. But people don't put two and two together with that. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
it's all connected to the
I
environment.
did a 3-minute shower challenge.
Oh, wow.
On my social media, and I posted it, and I didn't turn off the shower when I was like washing my hair, like using soap or whatever. And people kept saying like, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. You're wasting water and you shouldn't. And I'm like, fuck this, shut up. I can't do this.
I know.
You know what? I'm not eating meat. I could take eternal showers.
Exactly. Like when we watched Cowspiracy or What the Health, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
We had like a baby
Both
pool.
of them.
We had a baby pool in the backyard. I'm like, I could fill up this pool like 10 times. It still
10
would be
times.
such a meat-free house I live in. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. That's what we do. And then my husband went vegan
Nice.
like
He
a
did.
couple
Okay, I was just gonna ask that.
years ago.
awesome.
Wow.
But-
Where's he from?
He's from Venezuela.
Okay.
Too.
Okay.
And he wouldn't, when I went vegan, he wouldn't eat meat at home. He would only eat meat whenever we went out.
That's a good hubby. That's awesome.
really-
And then I kept trying and I kept showing him documentaries
Right.
and like videos and nothing would do the trick.
Were you
Nothing.
pushing hard on him?
Really, really hard.
Okay, that's
Really hard. And he was like, yes, I know, I get it. I just don't really get it.
Right.
Like, I'm just not there yet. I mean, I would like to. I really like hamburgers in my
Yeah.
life right now. And this idea of freedom, because it's an idea of freedom that you have
It
when
is.
Yeah.
because your life doesn't really change that much when you just have to make different choices. But the world is so vegan friendly right now
Crazy.
that that's not an excuse anymore.
right.
Nah,
But
man.
it kept being an excuse for him. And then I went to Mexico to shoot a movie a couple years ago. I was there for like 2 months. And when I came back, he was fully vegan.
Wow. He didn't even tell you?
He didn't even tell me. He told
He's
me.
a G.
Incredible.
I like this
Incredible.
guy.
No, he
Nice.
was like, so you did it without me.
Wow.
And I'm like, you
On
know
his
what?
own terms, on his own
Yes.
time. I respect that. I get it.
I needed to just be let alone.
That's
Yeah.
huge. I mean, South American men. Yeah. That's huge. I'm just saying.
It is. It is
it's Something
huge.
I would never, it's
Yeah.
it's not that.
Every restaurant in South America I go to, they bring out the big piece of.
Well, in
Cow,
Brazil,
they
it's
start
like a whole,
shaving
it's
it
a
at the
whole thing.
table.
It's a whole
It's
thing.
churrascaria.
I loved those places. Like, I would live there.
That's what I was gonna say. Like when I moved to Brazil, I was already I wasn't eating meat, so everyone just kept saying to me, they're like, you haven't really had meat until you really have had this, it just I wasn't gonna change. I mean, it was
Yeah.
already years. I was like, I'm sorry, man, it's just
Yeah.
not appealing. I mean, maybe many, many, many years ago, it would have been appealing. Like my last meat item that I
Exactly.
ate
Was in South America.
yeah, if it was there, then it'd be like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, because I know when I stopped eating meat, it wasn't because I didn't like the taste.
Same.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I remember the last thing I had was like a turkey sub. It was
Really?
nothing like a
At Subway?
churrascaria. No, it was at this like family-run sandwich place. And I was
Right.
like, this is the last thing I'm gonna have on 4th of July.
Was that Ohio?
Yeah, it was in Ohio
Wow.
and Cleveland. It was a Grum, and they had like bell peppers and turkey.
Sounds like you miss it.
No, I
Sounds like
I
you
mean,
missed
it
I'm
was
just kidding.
it was like I said, I didn't stop because I hate the taste of meat.
I know. It's for the
it was
animals
like
for
I
me,
really
yeah.
loved the taste. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah, me
to
too,
give
of
up. I was like,
course.
I'm craving it. I'm
Yeah.
craving it. But after a few weeks, after having those dreams about it, I was
I
dreaming
know.
about it.
Really?
Yeah, I had like
No, but
withdrawal.
me too. Same. And it happened
Wow.
the strongest was with cheese. With cheese, it
Yes.
was really, really
And
hard.
there's a reason behind that. too.
There is a reason behind that. And then when you do your research and you
Yes.
understand why you become addicted to that, you're like, fuck no. I'm not
Especially
continuing
cheese.
with this shit.
So why is it addicting for the listeners?
Go
Why-
ahead. Your English is better than mine. Go ahead.
Why is the cheese addicting to people?
Well, there's a certain chemical that they make up cheese to actually produce it, and it's very addictive.
Wow, I did
And
not know that.
and so and especially in meat as well. There's a dye that they use, of course, in order to create the illusion that it's fresh and red, and so there's certain elements, these chemical elements that are in these two items that make it super addictive.
Wow.
And I was having dreams and everything, but after
Withdrawal
like a
from
month
that.
of withdrawal,
Absolutely. And then, of course, there's this element of cheese that
I forget the name of the actual chemical that's in cheese that makes you
Casein?
super.
Casein?
I was gonna say it differently.
I
Thank
wanna
God you said it.
I want to fact check it
Right
but,
now, I think that's it.
Really?
I think that's it. But it's also like when you're a baby, you need you need to become addicted to that your mother's milk because
Yeah.
you need it to survive. And I
Yeah.
think there's an element of that if you continue to do it when you grow old, it just doesn't go away, and you
Casein.
feel like
You're right, Toby.
there you go.
2 point. Ding ding ding
Thank
ding
you.
ding. All right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to leave.
But it's so weird that we drink cow's milk, though. It's so
It is
that's a whole discussion. It's just so
up.
crazy, like that's normal to do that. I don't know. It's just
And you know what? When I was a kid, and I think I didn't really think about it until later, until I became vegan, you have this idea that cows give milk because they're cows. And,
Right.
and you feel like, and we even have a song in Spanish that, yo tengo una vaca lechera. And it's like, yeah, the cows give milk because that's what they do. But when you realize that cows give milk because they're mothers,
Well, yeah.
it's
they
a
got
whole,
babies
what
to
gave
feed.
me, what made me gave up cheese and dairy was, this is crazy, The Handmaid's Tale.
really
They had what?
The
TV show.
The
My
TV
wife
show,
loves
The
it.
Handmaid's
Handmaid's
Tale.
Tale.
It's like, excuse me?
We're gonna watch that show.
Okay.
Yeah, because I again, it just happened. I wasn't looking for it, but when I was watching the show, I'm like, this is what happens to the cows. They make them pregnant and then they take away their baby
Yes.
Horrifying.
for somebody else, for something else that's
Right.
more important. And I want to be a mother at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would die if something like that happens to me. And to the cows, it happens every day. And then
day.
you see the videos of the cows running after their babies.
It's horrifying.
And
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking because you
Dude.
put yourself in that position. That's a mother. You're drinking the milk that's
I know.
made for the baby.
I know. It's hard. If somebody just watch a video of that, like you said, when they're running for their babies or running, those videos, those things are more powerful than the slaughtering itself.
It is.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It's so sad,
and,
man.
And when you break it down, it's like we're the only species that's drinking milk after adulthood, in their adulthood.
And I wonder how the fuck that
And,
started.
and drinking
Like,
another species
Yeah.
milk,
Yeah, it's true.
which doesn't make it
But that's
any
been
sense.
normal.
It's been normal. I mean, it's part of tradition. It's also survival. There are certain, places where they're like, hey, we can have a good run of food and everything, all the elements from a cow, like the milk and everything for survival. Yeah.
It's so not the case anymore and hasn't
No,
been
I mean,
for
not,
like
not
so
where we're all
long.
living. No, not at all.
No.
I love that you do it. It's called the Elephant Journal.
Yeah.
You're doing these vegan, eco-friendly weddings and stuff, wedding planning.
Well,
or-
because I got married a year and a couple months ago, and our wedding was 100% vegan.
It's awesome.
Excellent.
And as zero waste as possible. We didn't have any decorations, any invitations,
Wow.
any nothing. It was
No decorations.
it was outside.
I love
like
that.
it was outside, a beautiful like.
That's all you need.
That's
Just
all you need. So the
nature.
place was already so gorgeous
Okay.
Where was
that
it?
it didn't. It was
Nice.
in Chile.
Okay.
Because my brother lives there, and my husband's family also happened to
love
live
Chile.
there.
Me too.
And it was easier for just the two of us to travel there
Mm-hmm.
instead of my brother and his brother with their families
Yeah.
to travel somewhere else. It was very expensive for them.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that there, and we found the most beautiful place for weddings. And they had never done a vegan wedding, and they do everything. I mean, you could bring your own your outside vendors,
Yeah.
but they offer everything. And we took that option, and they had never done a vegan wedding, and
That's awesome.
it was so fantastic. They were like, okay, you know what? I know you're Venezuelan and I know you're vegan, so I'm gonna send you this menu that we're gonna create for you. And they sent it to me, and it was so and everything was planned from a distance.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like nowadays that's after a year we're used to it.
Yeah.
This was very special to not be able to see the place, to taste the food.
Oh, right.
awesome.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be so great, and I learned so much in the process.
Yeah.
And the guy from the Elephant Journal, he's getting married soon, and he said, you should do a series of articles and talk about it, because when I did it, I didn't have a lot of information. I just
Yeah.
got really lucky with the place.
Yeah.
And people were really supportive. So we did that. Of course, we had a few comments from my dad and
Of course.
and my father-in-law, who's British, and he's like really set on his ways. He's like, this is, and we also got married through like a spiritual ceremony. It wasn't a religious
awesome.
specific ceremony. So my best friend married us,
That's so cool.
and he didn't understand. My father-in-law was so lost. He was like, "What
Was
is
your
this?"
father-in-law like, is this legal?
Yeah. And we're like, "No, it's not."
Oh my God.
And everything was vegan, and he knew it, and he was like, oh well, but I think you should have options for everybody. And we were like, thank you. But this is our wedding, and it's just one day. I think you can do it for one
right.
day.
One day, no meat. You can do
God
it.
damn right. It's
Yeah.
our wedding.
Yeah, and we always have that idea that you're getting married and you have to make everybody else happy.
Totally.
And Christian and I were like, no, we're planning on doing it just once.
Yeah.
So let's make it perfect for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was perfect for us.
I love that because most people spend most of their time stressing about the guest, who's
Yeah.
coming, who can make it,
Who's going to sit next to who?
I didn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like
Hello.
if
I love that.
No. If you came to our wedding, awesome, thank you. If you didn't, I love you too. I understand
Totally.
it's really far. We didn't have seating arrangements.
Okay.
It was pretty like do your own thing.
Yeah, that's
Eat
DIY.
whatever
I like
you.
that.
It was pretty like wild and freeing because to us it was being vegan and getting married to me is a celebration of love and life.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I didn't want people to do anything but whatever they wanted. We had a weed station too.
Wow.
Excuse me? Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Where you have weeds.
Yeah, the exact weeds. Just weeds.
What's the weed station? Do you smoke weed this little area?
Well, we
Please
had
explain.
we have a couple joints. Weed is not really legal in Chile, but we had but we had like desserts and like muffins and cookies and chocolates. It was a whole station of
That's pretty crazy.
That's amazing.
weed desserts.
Don't those get you higher faster?
Yes,
Okay.
the thing is that my dad didn't really pay attention to it.
Here we
And
go.
he likes to eat a lot of like sweet things.
Oh.
This is gonna be great.
man,
And
this
the
is-
woman, the owner of the place, like she said, "Hey, these are really strong, so maybe eat a couple of these other ones." And he's like, "Okay," but he didn't care. He ate a lot of those cookies, and he passed out for 4 hours.
Wait a second.
He missed like half of the wedding
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
because he was
tripping.
asleep on a couch.
We gotta
He
meet your,
was
we gotta meet,
zooted.
we gotta meet your dad.
Zooted.
He fell asleep for 4 hours.
He's like, why is
4
there any
hours.
meat here?
Yeah, for 4 hours. He woke up and it was already nighttime.
Hungry.
Hungry as hell.
Everybody was gone. No, I'm just kidding.
We were about to, we were wrapping up, like, it was done.
This is fucking
I
amazing.
did get a little bit mad because, he wasn't there for a big part of
No,
it.
he was
Yeah.
zooted.
And my father-in-law, he didn't really like that we had that. He's pretty judgy.
Jesus.
But he ate a couple of
Course he
them.
did.
Loosened
and-
up.
Yeah.
And he did, but he's a cancer survivor and he had throat cancer
Okay.
like the year before. So his tongue and his mouth and his throat are just like a bit messed up.
Okay.
So he ate that and he lost he couldn't feel his cheeks, his
Yo.
his
This is-
lips,
this
his
is-
Was
tongue.
this filmed?
And it wasn't. And he was talking to my manager, who was the only other person in the party who speak English. And because he's from Liverpool, and he would like you can't really see me, whoever's like listening to this, but he would go like
Oh yeah. Cotton mouth.
moving his
Cottonmouth.
because he just didn't.
It's called cottonmouth.
And
Oh,
my
cottonmouth.
manager was like, "What? Are you okay?" And then he got all self-conscious, like, "Oh my god, I'm high."
Paranoid.
This
It's
is bad.
The effects, yeah. That's
Yes,
the side effects
Sounds
of
like a freaking
of-
movie,
It
man.
sounds amazing.
it was good. It was really good.
Sounds like a great wedding.
Holy
was.
shit! So everybody's high. Everybody's eating vegan.
Yeah.
There's no decorations.
Wow.
No decorations.
This is
First
my
come,
type
first
of wedding.
serve. Chairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the woods or in beautiful Chile.
People taking
Yeah,
naps.
it was out in the open,
Wow, your
and no chairs, just like a dance floor. And if you wanted to sit down, we have a couple of like sofas.
Did your dad
inside.
dance? Is the question.
He did. He didn't do it that much, though. I think he
How about
felt
the father-daughter dance? That's supposed to happen too.
that's one of the things that I regret the most. We didn't do it.
Because he was zooted sleeping somewhere.
No, because we don't have a close relationship. We didn't really know
shit.
we didn't really know each other until the strip. Because
Wow.
since he had me so young, he had to work several jobs.
Got it.
So he would leave home at 6 a.m. and came home at 2 a.m. So
Wow.
I never saw the guy.
Yeah.
And then I
yeah.
started working, and I was also busy. And he
Yeah.
only had one day off a week, and it was usually a Monday or a Tuesday. So I was in school, and then I was working. So we didn't really have a relationship. So whenever we saw each other, it was really tense.
Wow.
And we're really honest with each other, not in the best way. So we would just fight all the time.
Dang.
And a couple days before the wedding, we had one of those really big fights, and we said things that were really hurtful.
Oh man.
And I decided, you know what? Christian's mom, she couldn't make it to Chile because she had a problem with her passport. So I'm like, you know what? Christian's mom is not coming, and I don't want to do the dance if Christian's not dancing with his mom. It was an excuse.
Yeah.
And my dad got a little sad, but he said he understood. And last year, I think it was November, my dad spent a week in the ICU in Venezuela. He almost died. He had something in his stomach, something ruptured in his stomach, and he was bleeding out.
Jesus, man.
He died 3 times.
Oh my.
Wow, man.
They kept bringing him back, and he kept dying. And
It's insane.
so after that, I'm like, fuck, okay, this
Okay,
guy
right.
Reconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to make some changes in our relationship, and things that were really important to me before weren't important
I love
anymore. And so I decided, and we both did, to be closer
I love
and to
that.
try to connect with each other. And so this trip was really magical because of that, but I do regret a lot that I didn't dance with my dad. I remember when he was in the ICU and the doctors were telling us, this is it, this is the last night, that he's not going to survive the night.
Scary.
That was the one thing that I'm like, I didn't do that with my dad, and that's never happening anymore. Like, I can't
Yeah.
do that ever again.
Maybe on your anniversary, you could, I don't know, do a dance with him somewhere. I don't know.
I really
something.
don't know. I guess I could do something like that, but I did miss that opportunity. And
Yeah.
it's okay because it gives me perspective now.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going to miss out on anything else because I'm mad or because of.
Life's way too short,
Yeah.
man. Especially the dad. So your mom raised you the most. She was always
Yes,
okay.
she was the one.
And you know you have a brother, you have a sister too, or just.
I have just a brother.
Okay.
He's 2 years younger than me.
And he didn't do any acting or anything, things like that.
No, he makes cookies.
Nice.
Wow.
He has like a cookie business.
Vegan
Wow.
cookies. Eh?
No.
For
What
her,
the-
yeah, for her probably. He probably makes her some one.
Okay.
No, and he offers like half his menus. They're vegan
Oh,
cookies.
sick.
Oh, okay.
And they're really good.
Wow, that's
He
awesome.
just doesn't feel like it would be smart for him in Chile to
Ah.
just have a vegan cookie business if
No, that
you're
makes
just
Right.
starting
that totally
out.
makes sense. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
What about music? You're a lover of music? You sing too?
Well, I used to when I was doing this Nickelodeon TV shows, and I love singing. I'm just not a professional singer, and I love music so much that I'm unable to call myself a singer.
Well,
ever.
I'll give you a little inside. Me and Derek been in the band. I've been 26 years in the band. How many years your band?
22.
So
years?
we're musicians that've been touring for that years, but we're not professional either. Just so you know, you don't have to be professional, really, right?
Yeah.
We're not trained singers, right? So it just I don't know. It's weird. The music we're in is like really no proper training for punk rock or stuff like that. You know,
Yeah, I guess there isn't any.
just your voice alone sounds like it'd be a good singing voice for some reason.
I am great at karaoke.
Okay.
Like, honest to God, that's my favorite thing to do because I do love singing and I
Yeah.
do love music. Like, whenever I have the opportunity to go out and do, my birthday was a karaoke party.
Awesome.
And in Montreal, when we were shooting this show in
It looks so
January,
cold out there,
it was
man.
really bad, really shitty.
Your stuff
I don't
was like,
think
I feel bad.
humans are meant to live there.
Brutal.
No, that's not natural.
Yeah. I
So
don't think
you-
it's natural for me.
You were
either.
karaokeing it up out there?
I did, and I would invite like my castmates, and we would do karaoke because we all love it. So it was fantastic, and I gave everybody like little karaoke mics
Oh my
as
god.
a goodbye present.
What are some of your go-to songs for karaoke?
Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of Disney.
Of course,
Okay,
of
okay,
course,
yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm just really good at it.
Okay.
Because you get to perform. And since I'm an actress, first and foremost.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to like give it my all.
Right.
And you know, they sing those songs, and since they're for kids, you really have to feel it and go there. So, you know, I cry and I laugh and I fall in love during the song. So I'm currently obsessed in karaoke with Frozen.
I was just gonna say that. Let it go, let it go.
Yeah, of course.
It was on my mind. I swear
My
on
son.
my life that I was gonna say that
Yeah.
to Frozen. Wow, let
Hear
it
this.
go.
And my husband, he does Olaf.
Oh my god, man.
my son loves
You
Olaf.
guys get it in.
We
Yeah.
do. And you know, during the freaking lockdown last year, that's all we did.
Oh
Okay.
my God. I
We
would
would
be going
turn on the
crazy.
TV and we had like our own karaoke mics
Wow.
that have like settings where your voice sounds
You
different.
change it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Auto tune stuff.
Yeah. So we did that for hours and hours, and it made us feel better. Music does make you feel like everything's fine and everything's okay. So honestly, our home is like full of like speakers, and we're all constantly playing music, and that's really good because my ex-boyfriend 9 years ago, but you know, my ex-boyfriend, he didn't really like music.
What?
I mean,
How do you not like
I don't know.
music?
It's a weird, like, I don't like music.
I mean,
That's weird.
he did, but he didn't like to listen to music.
That's bizarre.
Just on the radio, probably, whatever.
I don't really know. He was like, no, like I don't just that's too loud.
Wow.
And I'm
That's
like,
weird.
I just want to have something on the background that tells me something. Like I need to, and I'm also Latina, so I constantly need to move.
Yeah.
You know, so
Okay, all right.
that was just. Dude.
What's your favorite type of music?
Well, right now I'm an actress, so
Besides
I use
Disney. Besides Disney.
I use music. I use music for work too,
Okay.
to
Yeah.
prepare for my
Oh,
work.
you do?
Yeah, but I love Tom York and Radiohead, and I use
That's
them to work on my scripts.
Okay.
I think it's
pretty
it's
dramatic.
yeah, because and it makes you it takes you
Super emotional.
it's super emotional.
Super.
And kind of darky sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
especially
Extremely.
I don't know, this movie. I think he did the soundtrack for Suspiria. So it's like a thriller, and the music is really disturbing.
Oh, I love soundtracks.
So
Me too. I love
good,
soundtracks too.
so good. So I use that to get in the mood, whatever mood, you know, because it makes me emotionally available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
I get it.
So
I get
Radiohead
it.
your go-to.
Radiohead's my go-to. I have
like
never
Radiohead.
seen them ever
Me
in
either.
my life.
Live.
Either.
I don't know if I could go to a show live. I'm sure I would.
What, Radiohead?
Yeah. Have
Why?
you seen them live?
Nah. I know their songs though.
I mean, I
Is I'm a
imagine-
freak, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, that's like the the
old-
radio stuff.
Okay, sorry.
Which is great.
Well, they're called
It's great.
Radiohead. So
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I don't
hits.
think they even play that song anymore.
I'm sure they don't.
they're probably
Because-
sick of it.
Yeah.
Because they're sick of it.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
a Coldplay fan?
I like it. Yes, I was listening to like right before I got here.
Really?
Toby's
I
jam.
was getting ready, and I was listening to. It was on shuffle my Spotify, and it was I wanna know when I can go, but I can get drunk, and I'm like, yes, I do wanna know.
And that song came out right before the pandemic too. That song's
It
interesting
was like
lyrically.
you knew
Yeah. Were you locked down here in LA for the whole pandemic?
here in LA. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
LA
I-
lockdown.
But I also got to work a lot during last year. I shot a
Oh, yeah?
movie in Indiana.
Nice.
I shot a movie here, and so it was kind
so you're
of,
working.
which was really crazy because regular live actors
I
don't
know.
really work that much, and then the lockdown happened, and I don't know, it just changed my life completely.
Yeah. What is something that
Sounds like a lot of positive things came
There's
out
so
of
many
it,
positive. You're
for
super
you.
positive.
You know, like you
Well,
were saying, writing, or
Yeah.
you never thought that you
No,
were,
I never thought, because the world stopped, and I
know.
suddenly realized that maybe my life as I knew it was never coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed out on many things. Like, I used to be the kind of person that if you invited me somewhere, I would not go because I wanted to stay home and cuddle with my cats.
Yeah.
Which I still want to do, but I thought I didn't go to the bar. I didn't go to the party. I didn't, I didn't drink all this stuff. I didn't experience these things, and that is not, maybe it's not happening anymore. And I said, this is not happening ever again. And I decided that I realized that I was living on the edge, that I was making myself busy constantly to have some a sense of worth.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to live like that. I
love
just,
that.
it's not, my worth is not on how busy I am,
Mm-hmm.
how burnt out I am.
Yeah.
And it does not depend on my work or how much money I make. So I decided to slow down, and I try to keep reminding myself that lockdown life is something that I want to continue
Yeah.
to bring with me in a way,
Mm-hmm.
to like care for my plants and like just stare, at the sky and the patio. Just that's life.
Yeah, your work doesn't define you.
It
You define
doesn't. And
yourself.
I kept like going to acting classes and then going to accent reduction classes and then doing this and then
You
doing
said
that.
accent reduction classes?
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
You,
Your English is great, though.
well, thank you, but it's it's if I'm able at some point to speak like an American,
Can you
I
do
get
that now? Can you just
no, not really, not really.
What are you talking about?
I would get more opportunities, right? But it's just it's hard, dude. And I learned English when I was 21.
What? But your English is impeccable, and you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's
I
just
mean,
oh.
it's very
Is-
slight accent on certain words.
yeah,
I mean,
because
but
and
but you know what's really changed in this country from? I mean, Toby and I are much older than you are, and but
And
what's
way
really,
older than her dad.
and way older than your dad.
you're not letting it go.
No.
Let it go.
The thing that I've noticed, like living away from America, is that there's a larger Latino base in America, and this is a big
Yeah.
change from when we were growing up. I
Yeah.
mean, from my point of view, I think there's a lot more opportunity,
Yeah.
a lot more things going on, a lot
Absolutely.
more films,
No, absolutely.
everything.
That's true.
It's like it's
And
really
they're
open.
embracing other cultures.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's fantastic. But still, this is an industry for Americans, and I'm fine with it.
She's in it, man. She knows more than we do.
No, I'm fine with it.
Oh, all right, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's a lot of stuff where they need people that are real. Like I moved here. Maybe 2 years ago. I have an accent,
Yeah,
so maybe I'm talking like
good.
this. But it's okay, man. It's okay. They need that character.
But you see that, and we feel that, and we see that in movies. But when you're in it, trying to get into one of those things, it's a different. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I hear
But it
your
also
story.
happens that for this show that's airing right now, the role was made for an American
See,
she was from
Specific role.
Kansas.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
Something
so-
that I will never be able
yeah,
to be.
So you can't be angry at that.
No, but I went in anyways. And
Good.
the
Good for
producers
you.
were open enough to just look for the right person for the role. Not,
And so, how does she talk?
no, I have no idea. I just did my thing. I got there and I said, hi, my name is Maria, and this is who I am.
You're like, hold
Because
on,
I
hold
was
on.
already
Yeah.
starting to explore
Right.
how it felt to be myself. And you know what? They changed the role for me.
That's
What?
amazing.
And they said, you know what? Now Cora is not from Kansas. She's from Venezuela.
Wow.
And she
see?
came to Chicago
There
to
you go.
study art.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exchange
That's
student.
that
Yeah.
little accent, those little
Yeah.
things are your personality that
Yes.
ring true.
Yes.
They're very honest, and that's what people need to see on the
Absolutely.
screen. So I think, that's a big plus
love
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Dos Gatos? Is that like that's like your merch line with your cats?
Yeah, well, during
You got a merch line?
lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, an entrepreneur.
I like
did-
those shirts. I saw you
I
wearing them,
did. Thank you. I decided that all those ideas that I had that I was not good enough for, that was everything. I was just shitty for everything. Honest to God, I've been so insecure my entire life. And
You're really hard on yourself.
oh my God, I'm the
Worst
fucking
critic.
worst. Oh my God. And I don't want to be anymore. I'm transitioning out of it.
Okay.
And I always thought I'm a shitty painter and I'm a shitty designer and I have no creativity. And I didn't have anything to do but just to be home.
Yeah.
And I decided to start doing little drawings as a form of meditation.
It's cool.
And my cats are there with me all the time. And I went vegan because of my cats. And they are the freaking loves of my life. And they inspire me. And I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
They have this graceful way of being that I so want to imitate. And I start like doing little drawings of my cats and with my colors and all of that. And I start like adding like phrases. And I'm like, this is cool. What if? and I just did it, and I launched like a capsule collection that was
so cool.
really small to test the waters and
Yeah.
to see how I felt, and also to get the trademark for
Yeah.
and it was really good. It was an amazing experience, and I learned a lot, and I'm gonna continue doing it. I wanted it to be as sustainable as possible.
Yeah.
And during
Non-toxic
lockdown,
stuff, yeah.
and because of, oh my God, COVID, which is the excuse for everything now, I couldn't find the right people to make the t-shirts
Yeah.
the way I like them. So I had to settle for kind of sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still looking for like a really good, I don't know, place that has
We
good
can help you
practices.
with that. We can help you with that.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, because everything was on the lockdown was like a lot of stock was out, a lot of
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that's it.
warehouses,
Very
the printing
difficult to get
places.
That's
It was
it.
really rough during
Yeah.
2020.
It was really rough, and that's when I decided to launch
Yeah.
the line, and it was also Christmas season, so it was just wrong.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from it, and then the next time that I hope will happen very soon, it will be better. And
Yeah.
So
easier.
what is? I haven't seen. It's a T-shirt.
It's a
or is
t-shirt
it
line?
Or
Yes.
Just T-shirts
Or
for
cats
men
are-
and women.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay.
Christian, my husband, has one.
Her cats is Eleanor Rigby and Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, my cats. So
I get it.
my brand, I get it. My brand is called Dos Gatos, which is two cats in English.
Dos gatos.
And yeah,
Sí.
inspired by them.
I love it.
They get a piece of the profits.
I hope
Oh,
so.
they do.
Yeah, they get to choose their wet
Working
food and
cats.
everything. Working
Nice.
cats, yes.
These working cats put in the work.
What do
You
you-
live here, you're gonna pay rent.
So what do you have? So what's the Christmas show is out now? Moody Christmas, correct?
Moody Christmas was the first season. The Moody's regular is now airing. Yes,
Out now, yeah.
second season.
And what are you working on now as well?
Well, I am auditioning,
Awesome.
and my next my movie that I shot when my husband went vegan is fully done, and is gonna premiere pretty soon. I just don't have the details yet, and it's a horror movie.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
And I
All right.
play the freaking demon,
Yeah.
and it was
Sick.
so good.
Yeah.
So,
That's fun doing that,
so
right?
good. It was so fun and so challenging, and I had to wear these prosthetics on my
Wow.
face, and I like.
What's the name of it?
Contact lenses. It's called The Exorcism of God,
The Exorcism of God.
Wow.
and it's actually good. It's well, yeah. I guess I wouldn't say the opposite. I just wouldn't say it's good if it isn't.
Okay.
I watched like a raw cut of it months ago. It had nothing, no music, no
Right.
sound mixing, no coloring, nothing. You could even see like the cables like lifting the bed and
Oh,
stuff
boy.
like
Wow.
that, and even like that, it
was
was
still
very
great.
good.
What's
Yeah.
the name of your character?
Esperanza.
Esperanza,
Yeah, but like the
yes.
demon that I'm actually playing, it's called Balban.
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 Okay.
Yes, just-
Did,
it's so
did you still have to audition in Venezuela?
No, not in Latin America. No, they
you just
they
roll up.
You just roll up like, yo, what's
I-
up?
I got
Better
this.
recognize.
I do, and it's hard because when you have that comfort zone, it's easy to go back and to say, hey, but I've done that so much, and I want something else right now. So I have
Yeah.
to keep reminding myself, no.
Yeah.
I got a question for you because
Yeah.
I was very curious. I mean, since you were in Colombia, you're from Venezuela. So when you're doing, you were talking about accents, you have to do a Mexican accent. Is it really difficult for you to change up to those different accents? Like if you're in Colombia, they have a distinct accent, and Mexico as well, and Argentina.
No,
Argentina even.
I mean, Argentina. I haven't
Okay.
played
All
an
right.
Argentinian.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends is from Argentina, and I have this thing. It doesn't fucking happen with English, but I have this thing.
You can pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm around Sol, my friend, whose birthday is tomorrow, by the way, and I start talking like her.
I see. Yeah.
My mom is Colombian.
Okay.
So that side of my family is from Colombia.
it's easy
So
for
it's
you to
easy
do it,
for me.
yeah.
And a lot of my friends are from Mexico. So it's easier for me to pick it up. Doesn't happen with the English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know that people get really. It's weird because I have a friend who played the character of Pablo Escobar in,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
series Narcos.
Uh-huh.
He was great.
He's Brazilian.
He was great.
Yes.
So I had a lot of Colombian friends like, there's a lot of Colombians that could play this part. Why did they have him? His
know.
accent. And
I
they were going
know.
off.
He killed it though.
He
was
killed the part. I
incredible.
was like, guys, you gotta
I
understand.
know he was so good, but
Wagner, shout
I
out to
can't.
you, Wagner.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But I could see both sides.
Okay,
of it.
that shows.
because in Colombia they do have amazing actors.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure they can compare to Wagner, but
Right.
I mean, if you're playing like somebody from real life,
Right.
I don't know. I couldn't. I love the show. I just couldn't
Yeah.
really watch it because it was really. It really affected me. Like,
Really?
Wow.
you're not Colombian.
See, that's what I
Okay,
thought
coming
this
from
was
American,
amazing.
so it's
Right.
different from me. Who's
Yes.
yeah.
Like
Interesting.
you're not
Yeah.
Colombian. Like you have you don't even.
Yeah,
I
that blew
can't-
my mind too.
It's not even that you're not Colombian. Is that you don't really speak Spanish. Like it's not your. Like you can tell.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So it was a little like for me, but at the same time it was so good.
Okay.
And it was good because it was very successful and it went on for many seasons. So
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And he was. I mean, I saw him as Pablo's.
and I don't think it was a showman for Colombians.
No,
it was
no,
a show.
absolutely not. It was
So
for.
it was perfectly cast for what it was meant to be.
You're right.
So
I just thought it
that
was very-
perspective is interesting.
Right. Yeah. I always love to hear this perspective because it's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. Like,
yeah, so
like,
I guess I kind of understand both
Yeah.
sides of this situation. Yeah.
What is something you worked on you're most proud of in your career?
Well, the Exorcism of God, I'm really proud of.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome. Some new,
Because
yeah.
it was really challenging.
And it's so different if you come from Nickelodeon world. And
Yeah,
that,
and I had to audition for that, and I had to do this really complex scene. That I don't know, this character, this demon. You have to understand him, and you have to put yourself in his shoes, and
Yeah.
and he's doing it for the greater good. I had to.
Yeah.
Mind fuck myself and make him the good guy so I
Yeah.
could play him in a really good way. Not
Yeah.
cliche, no, I'm the villain. No, I have a reason to kill humanity.
Wow.
So it was really interesting.
Wow.
And also I think the movies I'm really proud of because I went through a transformation during this season in my career and how I relate to it. And as I was telling you, I thought that for Daily Class, that was it. And I was going to skyrocket to success in Hollywood. And it didn't happen. And I have a relative small role in the Moody's.
Yeah.
It's not part of the family. She's just, she's the girlfriend of the lead.
Yep.
And it's a pretty cool job, but it's challenging. This is shitty. Fuck it. I'm really honest, but I'm not used to not being the lead.
Yeah.
Right.
So that doing that was a challenge in its own way, and it made me feel so proud of how much I worked for
Yeah.
it. It doesn't really matter if I didn't have all the lines.
Yeah.
And it made me really humble.
Humbling. I was
Yeah.
going to say that.
And when I look at the scenes, I can see a really good actress that's not driven by her ego,
Yeah.
and that's part of an ensemble.
Was it super
Right.
humbling coming to America too and all that? I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
Is Dennis Leary on that show?
he is.
Dennis Leary's ill. I love Dennis Leary.
Yeah, and that was it. I had to work with these guys and treat them like family.
Yeah.
And it was pretty badass. It was pretty cool.
I want to check that out. And then
Yeah.
when is The Exorcist? When's that come out?
I have no clue. It just
Oh man.
that's I think they're gonna go for festivals
Okay.
first, and then they're gonna have a commercial release. But they wanna do the festival first.
That's awesome. Do you have any regrets in your life? Major regrets?
Well, my dad not dancing with
Right.
Wow,
with
that
him
is the one.
on-
But I feel like that could happen again.
Yeah,
There's
you can dance.
I can see that happening. I don't know. Even if
I
you
guess
reenact the whole
I
thing.
could have. I don't really do regrets that
Yeah.
much, but I could have saved a lot of money, from time to time. I've been working since I was so little that I didn't have any knowledge on money, on finances.
Yeah.
So I have wasted a lot of money, and I should be able to be rich right now.
Yeah, be chilling. Yeah.
and I'm so not. So that's something that I'm like, fuck, I should have maybe hired
Did you
an
have different
accountant.
Did you have different accountants and managers throughout your career?
I didn't have an accountant until 4 years ago.
Wow.
So all that money that I made, which was a lot when I was younger,
Right.
it just went out the window.
Wow.
I honestly drank it all when I was 18 and 19.
You were partying.
I was
You were
partying,
partying?
yeah, like crazy.
Can't imagine.
And
that.
not even that I was drinking it, but I was inviting
Oh,
everybody.
your
Of course,
friends.
you know, you want to.
You were living your best life. You were like this.
And this is gonna last forever.
Well, I mean, you're still young. I mean, you can still.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
bang. I
Yes,
mean, you're good.
yes.
You're good.
But
She's just getting started, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, and-
hopefully. I mean,
especially
we're
out
all
here.
getting started in our own
No, but I'm
way.
saying like out here too. I think you know what I mean.
Well, that was a big wake up call during the Moody's. I get frustrated sometimes because I audition and I do so well and I get such good comments from the casting directors and the directors, but you don't always get the role.
Right.
And I get frustrated, and I was telling the makeup artist, who's an amazing makeup artist, and she's been in the industry for years and years, and she's done the most amazing movies. And I was talking to her, and she said, well, maybe you're not yet extraordinary, and you have to be. Maybe you are extraordinary in Latin America, but what if you have to get somewhere here different? I mean, she gave me perspective,
Right.
and I said, you know what? Okay, I'm willing to
Yeah.
accept that I have a lot to learn, and that I have a very long path ahead of me.
Yeah.
That I'm excited to walk and
Yeah.
to grow and to learn. So, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time, though, I'm not taking away from you at all. Actually, you should be hyping yourself. Like, I started young.
Yeah.
I got a lot more above
Yeah.
a lot of these
Still
people that are in
working?
it. Still
Yeah.
working, able to do things bilingually. You got a lot going for you
Yeah.
above a lot of actors here in America. Much more.
Edge over them, yeah.
Experience, everything. You should be kind of hyped up on yourself. Like, you know what? I should get this part.
I
you
am
know?
She's being humble too,
recently-
though. She's being
No,
humble
I get
too.
it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you got to.
I'm the shit. Fuck
like
you.
when you go in, you
Well,
got to
you
go
know-
in with that attitude.
You know what? That's something that I'm recently starting to do.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying that 2020 changed me, because it
More confidence, believing in
it
yourself.
forced
Yeah,
me to be
exactly.
confident,
Right.
confident, and my dad, he doesn't really believe in me that much, and he would like let me know, his context,
I hear you.
he's just from a different place
Right,
and a
right.
different life, and I kept reminding myself, the only person who has to feel like that is me.
It's most important.
So I'm just recently tapping into that.
Yeah.
So
I love
it's like
that.
a
Yeah.
fine line between I am really good and
Yes.
I know it.
Right.
And I'm also have a lot to learn and to grow, and that's fine.
And you're
I'm
willing and
looking
open to do
forward
so.
that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other day I was going through my old auditions. Sometimes I send them to my mom, although she doesn't speak English. She likes to see me, so I send them to her. And I was looking at a bunch of videos, and I'm like, dude, you're good. Sometimes you don't get even enough credit, but
yes.
Yeah.
but you're good. And I call my husband. He's in Miami shooting a movie, and I'm like, Christian, I saw these auditions, and you know what? I'm really talented.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at these videos more often.
Right.
No, it's amazing because you were thrown into it so young and just
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
It's hard to like sit back and,
you
breathe and take
kept
it all
up,
in.
and you've kept it up.
Yeah.
Like you've been really like evolving each step.
And you
of
made
the
it
way,
to our
seems.
podcast, so that's a
I
big
did.
deal.
I did. But honestly, Christian was so obsessed. He's like, oh my god.
He's an actor as well.
He's an actor too.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I know,
Okay.
it's really cool.
And so you met when you were back in Venezuela?
I left Venezuela when I was 16 to work, and then I came back at 20. I turned 21 there to do a show there for a couple months, and I met him there. He was also an actor on the show, and when
Gotcha.
he walked in the room, I literally fell in love.
Wow.
And I had another boyfriend here.
Ooh, girl.
We were-
Scandalous.
I know.
Scandalous.
We were together for 5 years, and we had a dog and everything. And Christian walked in, and I fell in love. And I know, I just thought I'm sorry, it's TMI, but I just thought I just wanted to fuck him.
What?
And I said, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I have never cheated on my boyfriend.
Hold on. Let me get a sip of this.
So I'm just gonna do it because I've never done it. I've never done something like that, and I really want to be with this guy. And I'm sure that after that happens, it's gonna be over, and I'm not gonna want to to do anything with him.
How soon after you saw him and thought that actually something happened, like reality?
Like 3 days.
Wow,
What?
girl.
Yeah.
You set your
How,
goals.
how old were you then?
20.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
20 is
We have the
not young.
We have the
Still
exclusive here.
exploring, but wow. But you're honest.
How
I
long
like
you with
that.
your boyfriend at that time?
5 years.
Oh my God.
But
I hope he's not. He's a big
I
subscriber to
would
the
be
podcast.
he was really shitty with me, and he was
Oh.
an asshole, and he would cheat on me with everything.
Fuck
I moved.
him. Okay, sorry.
So I had that. I'm
Okay,
like,
all right.
You know what?
And you were dedicated
he's-
the whole time. And
Yes,
you
I
knew it.
was.
You were in love.
I was so
see.
in love with the asshole, and then I said he's been doing that to me for years and years. So if I do it once, nothing's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, that's.
And
yeah,
now
that's
what? Now
the
you're with
end,
this
man.
guy.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I'm like, I like him even more. And the next morning, I felt nothing, no guilt, nothing, and I
Okay,
gangster as
no,
fuck.
okay.
Go
Now it makes a little more sense.
and I
because,
said, okay, this relationship is just over.
well, yeah, obviously.
And I
yeah.
called him, and
Right.
I called him. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
You told him?
it's not you, it's me."
Oh, no.
You told him what happened,
You did
though?
not use that.
I did not, but
Okay,
this
okay.
is what happened.
He's listening right now. I'm just
We
kidding,
were
though.
in Venezuela,
He found out.
and I'm famous in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Gee.
And I broke up with him. I didn't tell him. I just told him what was also true was that I had changed and that I just didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. And he took it really bad, and he yelled at me. I was in an abusive relationship with
Damn.
everything that means.
Okay.
It happened to me.
Damn, that sucks.
Wow.
And I was really young, and I didn't tell anybody. I thought relationships were
Supposed
like
to be
that.
Yeah.
And then I was out with Christian at a bar.
Somebody got a photo.
And
Hell
we
yeah.
were making out like crazy, like in the corner of a bar.
Oh yeah.
Paparazzi.
And people took pictures of us, and then the next morning they were like all over like the TV magazines, and
Damn.
and he found out like that. And people didn't know I was not with him anymore. So it was a whole scandal of, this child star went
Nickelodeon star.
wild.
Yeah.
And
Totally
she's
wild.
a cheater, and she's, making
Did
out
that
with
fuck
this
with
guy.
your head when that came out? Did that really like...
No.
You were like, I'm out of this.
No,
Finally.
You were
I'm-
bummed on the bad press or anything like that, or no?
No, because he would call those magazines and give them his point of view, and he would say stuff like, "I'm a whore because my mom's a whore," and
Jesus.
stuff like that. So I'm like,
Wow.
no, I would go to get coffee in the morning, and I would see the newspaper stands with the magazines and my picture on it, like the cheater,
Wow.
Whoa.
whorish Nickelodeon actress.
It's Nickelodeon.
And I'm like, hi, yeah, can I have a coffee? That's
Did you say
and
Nickel...
that newspaper?
Did you say Nickelodeon?
Nico. Yeah,
Nickelodeon? Wow.
yeah,
But you're with the guy still.
I am.
See, it was
My
Yeah.
one night stand.
it was meant to be.
One night stand.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Married your one night stand.
and we moved in together a week after.
Wow.
So we-
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cheating and all that kind of stuff.
No,
but,
sir.
but when you broke it down like that, he was
Yeah, there's a
abusive
whole
physically,
backstory.
mentally,
Yeah.
and cheating on
I
you,
mean,
Yeah.
and you were stuck in this relationship.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you're
And you
already
saw
out
this
of
guy,
it.
and it was
Yeah.
just
I don't know what happened. It just,
Okay.
you
just-
fucking knew it though, man.
I think I did, honestly.
This is what I learned from you today: that you work your ass off,
Check.
that you're a badass,
Right.
that you're humble,
Indeed.
that you're too hard on yourself,
I fucking am.
that
Yeah.
you're not insecure anymore.
I am not.
You're you're focused. You're happy.
I
you're
love
healthy.
karaoke.
Yeah.
You're
you love
compassionate.
karaoke.
You love animals. You're super positive.
Super
You're very
positive.
optimistic, right?
I am. It's a choice, I think.
Used to hate cats, but not
I
anymore.
used to hate cats. I love cats now. Yes. No, but I do choose. I think it's a choice. Everything is a choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose to look at everything has different sides of the story. So I
Perspective.
try to choose the side that makes me feel better and that's actually going to propel me forward,
Yeah.
which is usually the positive side of stuff.
No, for sure.
No
but it
doubt.
feels like you're in a good place now, and you're living, and you're just
I am. Yes, I think I am.
you're embracing your life and all the stuff you've been through. You have such a incredible journey at 4 years old. Like a lot of kids like that get fucked up in their teens and lose everything.
Absolutely.
Or go to rehab, or
Yeah.
just like,
yeah.
and you kept it moving, even though you spent all your money on your friends drinking alcohol.
All my money.
But I'm saying, no, but you're still here and you're young. And your dad's young, and you're out here living. And
Your dad's young.
I'm gonna show you pictures.
Your dad's mad young.
I'm gonna show a picture of her dad, though. It's crazy, man.
It is crazy.
Wow.
But you're so, and I love how you use your platform, and you're not preachy about your veganism, and it's
Not
just,
anymore. I used to be.
You should-
Before you met me.
used to go hard on there?
wow. I was an asshole on everybody.
Yeah, I see.
So, and I'm not anymore because I don't want people to be assholes to me.
yeah,
Yeah, but you're leading by example. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
main thing here. That's what I also learned in this conversation. Too. We all learn that when you first get into it, you're so compassionate and you love your new lifestyle. You want to share that with the world. And
Sure.
look what
That's
I've
it,
learned.
that's
I
it.
watch
Very
these
true.
videos, these documentaries.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to watch these too because maybe you see what I see and feel. But sometimes people are like.
yeah, I know.
You know?
I get a little worked up at times, especially.
But it's
like
only
with
because
their
we're so compassionate about the animals
Yeah.
and the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and it's true.
But I feel
True.
like now with like the Beyond Burger and the Impossible Burger,
speaks
all the
for
different
itself.
alternative foods for everybody to have, there's so many options,
Yeah.
man.
So many options.
People
and we
can
live
do
in
their own
LA.
research.
It's the fucking vegan mecca where we live, though.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, that especially here, people that just don't want to make the effort, it used to make me really mad, because I know that there's people that don't have a choice.
Yeah.
That they have to eat whatever is available. So I feel like with us that we have the choice.
Yeah.
We should be better. We
Yeah.
have the opportunity to be better.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, at least adults, know exactly where the food comes from at this point.
You
With
would
all the
think so.
documentaries, just
You would
everything.
think
You would
so.
think so, but I think that there's a lot of people
And the heart disease, just
aren't
everything.
they really aren't educated enough to. They're not educating themselves of what really is going on. I mean, you have a million doctors that you'll go to, and they've been saying this forever. You should be eating more veggies,
Yeah.
more plants.
But then when you only eat veggies and plants, they're like, no, wait. It's like my mom spent my entire childhood telling me that I should eat my broccoli.
Right.
And then when I only ate broccoli, she's like, no, what about the meat?
Yeah.
And what about
It's so true. Isn't it crazy? Our parents like, eat your vegetables.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
But I don't
it's
think our
always-
parents knew in the 70s
They
how
didn't.
important the
No.
They didn't
they
know, but
didn't.
doctors and parents did know it's important. Those vitamins,
Yeah.
those natural things, or something that's, it's like you never had a person that had problems that was eating too many veggies. It's
Yeah.
like, stop eating your veggies.
Look at fucking
or something.
look at Popeye. No Popeye?
No.
Ate his spinach?
Yeah,
Oh,
this-
yeah, exactly.
All he ate was spinach, man. He was
That's
jacked.
all he ate.
true,
And he was
that's
jacked, and he was a
Nobody
sailor.
talks about that.
He
and
was jacked.
and he had like a crazy voice.
He was
do you,
amazing.
Do you have any daily rituals?
I do.
You seem spiritual.
I like to think so. I meditate first thing in
That's
the
cool.
morning, or I try to. I don't succeed at it every day.
It's hard.
And it looks different every day. Some days journaling, some days just sitting there, some days dancing, but some form.
Where do you
of
dance? In your house?
meditation. In my house,
That's
like
amazing.
I play I have a playlist on Spotify that's like some static dance. So it's that music that they play in Kundalini yoga that they have you close your eyes and then dance like crazy.
Yeah.
So I kind of do that.
That's amazing. I love to see that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then my daily ritual is also workout. I do 30 minutes high intensity workouts
Nice.
every day. And just go from there.
I love that. Are you a coffee person?
I am. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out.
I hear you.
I've been off since March 18th. He's been off for 2 weeks, right, Derek?
Yeah, it's going on.
And
2
how
and a
is
half
it?
weeks.
How
I
is
feel
it?
so
It's hard.
For me,
It's difficult.
I feel better off it. It made me too jittery and crazy. I just got like.
Christian's doing it right now. My husband, he's in Miami and he's not drinking any coffee, and he used to be like addicted to coffee very bad.
Man.
And I have been off coffee from time to time, and I do feel so much better. And I feel like the actual real energy from my body comes out naturally, and it lasts longer. Right
love
now,
that.
I moved in to a different place. I told you, to Pasadena, and I moved in on my own because Christian's not here. So it was really challenging, and I've been so busy and so tired that I've been going to coffee for that extra kick.
Yeah, it will give you that.
It gives you that, and it also it makes me feel like, okay, I'm happy. Everything's fine. Which is
it's a false reality.
It's a false reality.
Yes,
It's
man.
a false reality.
It is when I get. I'm like, holy shit! I feel like fucking Superman.
And
But
it's
then
you
I do
crash.
feel like Superman. It's like I'm actually in a good mood when I drink coffee. It's not I'm in a bad mood. I like the routine.
Were you
of
in a
waking
shitty mood
up
before that, though?
and no, it was fine. But it's just super addictive. And
It
like
is
you said, when you
super
stop,
addictive, yeah.
you feel horrible.
Headache.
Headache.
Yes,
mood swing.
it's so bad. I did it in Montreal for the quarantine. I had to quarantine for 14 days in the apartment. I could not leave my apartment
It was
door.
freezing. Yeah.
So I said I can't drink coffee. I can't go to social media. I'm gonna go crazy if I do those things.
Why can't you do social media?
Well, because it's so much external stimulus that within my four walls,
Got
I was
you.
gonna go insane.
Yeah.
So I decided to close everything, to delete Instagram, Twitter, everything, and quit coffee for the time that I was quarantining.
Wow.
No.
So it was really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Were you
I think
reading
it was
books
a
and
balance.
stuff?
I did. I was.
Yeah.
I love books. I took my Kindle with me because it's easier than to travel with a bunch of books.
Yeah.
And I was reading Women Who Run with the Wolves.
Wow.
And it's the scientist that was researching the archetype of the wild woman through stories and from different cultures.
Wow.
And how they all connect with each other, and how it talks about the intuition of the woman, and it's very like empowering in a wild and old way.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. So I was reading that, and then and I was rereading my favorite book, which is Ishmael.
Ishmael.
It's about
Moby
a
Dick?
gorilla.
Oh.
Chill out, man.
Listen.
About a gorilla?
It's about a gorilla.
I love gorillas so much, man.
It's honestly the most.
Strong. I love-
It's
Vegans,
such. Yeah, they're vegans. That's true.
Strongest vegan in the world. Like
I know, man.
Okay, go ahead.
That book changed my life and how I looked at life. And I read it for the first time right before the lockdown happened.
Wow.
And I think it was such an important part of my journey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay,
Because I'm
I need to
gonna
read
bring
more.
it here.
Okay.
Because
do
it's
wanna read
just
more.
amazing. It's just amazing, and I was rereading it, so it was good.
Is there an audiobook of it too?
I guess.
That's such a. I gotta really focus on reading. Man.
No,
Yeah,
but
man.
good. I
Definitely.
read many books and audiobooks. So like while I'm cleaning or while I'm driving, I would do audiobooks.
Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
I don't want to. Remember, I told you to watch Project Nim.
I did this. Great.
What's that?
Oh my god.
Oh,
What's
man.
that?
I'll give you the information after this.
Okay.
It's incredible about this monkey.
Just get ready to tear up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! In what way? Is it bad? Something bad happens to the monkey?
I don't want to give it away.
You should watch
but
it.
usually when it's involving something project and the name of the monkey is Nim.
Yeah, you should, I'll send it to you. Are you an emotional person?
Fuck! I'm an actress.
I know, me too. I'm so emotional, man.
It's fascinating
I wish you
documentary.
were more emotional, man.
I wish you were more
I like to see you cry, I
emotional.
like to see you cry sometimes.
I'm super emotional. I cry at movies.
Okay.
That's
I
hilarious.
cry. I definitely am, especially when it comes to movies.
Big guys can cry too.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Like
I'm
books,
super emo on
movies.
everything. Everything makes me emo, man. Anything about animals, any of that thing, or kids.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Project
well, you
Nim.
know, in my home, we quit palm oil, which is really hard because everything has palm oil in
yeah,
it.
that's hard.
But we did it not because of me, but because of Christian. When he wasn't vegan, he watched a video of a monkey or something like that.
I need to see that.
Fighting with one of the machines that was like destroying
Oh, I'm in the forest. Yeah.
the forest,
Ooh.
and he was fighting and he was hurt because of the machinery, and that's palm oil. And Christian came out of the room crying like a baby, showing me the video and saying, "We're not buying palm oil ever again."
Wow.
So our grocery shopping is quite, challenging. It's
Yeah, I
vegan
think-
and palm oil free.
Wow, man, that sounds really difficult.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
I mean, it
And a lot of processed
it,
stuff. Yeah.
it
Yeah, that's
forces
true.
you to go really natural.
Yeah. I mean, the processed stuff is always
It's
again
yeah.
been the thing that doctors have been saying for years.
Yeah.
it's
But
true.
nobody wants to listen. It's hard for them to listen because there's so much propaganda towards those products.
Yes.
It's powerful, and people don't
And
realize
the lobby
how
they
powerful
have,
it is.
you know, they
Yeah.
also have their own scientists
Yes,
that
their own scientists,
that
everything.
come out with researchers that say
Right.
no, it's not. It's actually good.
Yeah.
Or we're not destroying the forest that much, or whatever.
That much, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, final thing is, if there's one person you could work with, who would it be? Actress, actor? Are we supposed to say actor or actress now? Has that changed?
Actor, just for
Just
everybody.
actor.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think you should say
Okay.
however you want to say
Is
it.
somebody like to work with, though? Is something like a dream to work with?
John Malkovich.
Wow.
Sick.
All right.
I
all
think
right.
he's just fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yes, I
He
would
and John
die.
Malkovich is great.
So great.
So that's your
great.
top?
That is my top,
Dangerous
definitely right now.
Liaisons.
Nobody ever mentions him. That's incredible.
Yeah.
He's done so much remarkable.
So much
Yeah.
and everything's so different. And I just feel like he would be such a great partner on set, like so I don't know, like creative and bold.
Have you ever met him before?
No, never. John Malkovich. Hi.
Is that somebody you like to meet
If
too
you're
as
listening,
well?
John.
Yes, for sure.
Wow. If you were an actor, who'd you like to work with? Obviously, De Niro for me. I love De Niro.
I knew you were going to say
Yeah.
De Niro.
Or Patricia Arquette. I love. Too.
Oh, I love her. She's
Wow.
What do you got, Derek?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I need some time to think about
Just
that.
once. Name one,
Come
man.
on, man. Just relax.
Just
I
one.
I mean, I really
What?
love movies, and so I mean, I don't know. Of course, Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
Denzel.
Denzel is incredible, man.
I
He is
love him, man.
incredible.
He's-
Oh my god.
Everything he does.
He also does everything, and
He-
everything's so good.
I
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
Everything he does is perfect, man.
I like his demeanor. I like it. I like the movies where I didn't really like it. You know, like I.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Right.
I love Robert Downey Jr. too. Incredible.
That's-
And his
yeah.
comeback
Yeah.
story too from his
His
drug addiction.
comeback is amazing.
He's definitely in my top 5.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, those.
I could
sure,
list
yeah.
it. There's so many talented actors.
I know, there's
out
so
there. It's
many.
just
Gary
beyond-
Oldman's incredible too. I love
Gary
Gary
Oldman. You know what? I wanted to work with Elizabeth Perkins, and
Elizabeth Perkins.
and she's the lead of the show of the Moody's.
Wow.
So
that's, good. That's amazing.
I could not look at her in the eye for the first season. I'm honest.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, and I had
But
to
now
tell
she's your
her.
homie. She's all good.
Well, I had to come clean for
Oh,
this
okay.
season and say, hey, Elizabeth, like my brother and I watched every single movie of yours when we were kids, and it's when I told him that I was going to work with you, he freaked out, and you are everything that you're so nice with everybody, so prepared, so humble. She's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm able to look at her in the eye
Wow.
That is so cool,
That is
man.
cool.
and like text her without freaking out.
Right.
Mm.
You know, like, oh my God.
That's amazing. I'm super excited to know you now, and I appreciate you coming here and just see what your journey is going to be. Because I think
Yeah.
you're just getting started. I think you know.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You started so young, but you're still when you're 20, you're still young. You know, we're
Yeah.
old as hell. But,
Stop
Yeah,
it. You're just
still
traumatized
young.
because my dad is
I
super
know.
young.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good for 50s though, for being vegan in 50s.
Are you
I'm
kidding
all right.
me?
We're all right there. We're
I
doing
don't
okay.
think we look like.
Oh, really?
I don't think we
We're
look like.
hanging in there.
I don't feel like we look like 50-year-olds.
Nah, I didn't.
No, you don't. And my dad looks really good on camera, but he doesn't really look good in person. He's really, he doesn't have a good lifestyle.
He
There's
does.
so many highs
okay.
and lows about your dad on this
You were
podcast.
saying he's a butcher, right?
There's so many
He is.
highs and lows about him on this
I
podcast.
know.
That's life. That's the
know.
real relationship.
I know. I
Right.
love you. I love you. I mean, we have to look at her page and all the things with him. It looks like my guitar. It looks like Rusty.
Wow.
Well, thank you for being here. Hopefully, we continue all us being friends off
Yes.
the podcast and connecting with
See.
you and coming here and all that. I really appreciate it. This is great. Where can people find you? Where can they find your stuff?
Oh, well, I just use Instagram right
Yeah.
now. So it will be De Faría, which
Yep.
is kind of a twig of my last name, which is TheFaria.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't spell.
And then do you have like a thing on there that connects to all your stuff, like your elephant
I
journal?
do. I have like a link tree there
Those gatos,
that
yeah.
connects
It's
to.
called a link tree.
I also
I
have
gotta
Yeah, I gotta
I
do
also
that.
have like a blog because I like to write stuff that are too long for Instagram. So I do that and that
Well, awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. It was so fun.
This was super fun. All right,
Gracias.
thanks everybody.
Muchas gracias.
Oh, so good.
How's my Spanish?
So good because you lived in Brazil, so it was
Hey,
pretty close.
Hey.
Hey.
I just wanted to, put my
Is
skills
this
out
your
there,
final?
and test it.
Is this your final word for the cast?
Sí, señor Morris.
Sí.
Sí.
Bye, everybody.
I want.
I'm hanging up on Derek. I'm pressing stop.
¿Por qué, amigo?
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to the next one.